Hello, listeners. This is 666.1, the Monster Mob, coming at you not quite live from the Boneyard.
If you're looking to talk about frights, we're your friends who go bump in the night.
It's midnight somewhere, and you know what that means? It's time for
Wee!
Hard!
Horror.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Monster Mob. Tonight, it's me as your host, Soda Pop Rocks Jones, along with my co-host and associates, friends, allies. We have the amazing, the deep thinking, we have the Demon Reviews. What's up, Demon?
Oh, I'm deep thinking? Oh, I didn't realize that. Cool beans.
You can't even read.
She's got a style.
No eyes.
Like, Demon's perfect oasis is nothing but a library with endless books that she can just perpetually buy and then just put onto another shelf. It's perfect. And then, of course,
Sussy nerd.
everybody's favorite skeleton that escaped from hell only to put people back there for a limited amount of time and some extra cash. Everybody say hi to Issa Bone Man.
I also do it for sexual favors, but we don't have to discuss that part of the business. Oh,
He takes
But,
payments in
fucking-
credit, cash, and full frontal nudity.
hell yeah. So does Mom knows that especially well. But, yeah, no, today we are going to be talking about some fun stuff, dude. In the horror movie lands, we're going to be talking about horror movies that maybe weren't so scary. Maybe they were kind of hilariously terrible or just unintentionally hilarious.
So whenever we were discussing this idea, I know we had some movies in mind that we were kind of going over, and there are some that I think are like, there's scenes from certain horror movies that I'm just like, did they mean for this to be funny, or were they trying to take it serious? Like, if you ever watch Return of the Living Dead, there's a part where one guy in the background slips and falls, and I can't stop watching him slip and fall in the water because he gets back up and acts like a zombie again, but for that second he's human. Or like when the stormtroopers bonk their head in the first Star Wars movie when they're going through that door that malfunctioned and you just bonk. That kind of shit's funny, obviously, because it's background and somebody screwed up, but we mean like when they're taking it, like, that was the intention, right? Really, when they're trying to be like, this is serious, all right? And people like,
Super
And then they just fail colossally. It is something of pure majesty. That's how we get lovely pictures like The Room or Samurai Cop, where it's just, you can tell they were really trying, but it just something was lost in translation, and the movies are better for it, in my opinion. I think I'll just start this shit, though, where one movie that I do not think is better for it, with its unintentional hilarity, is The Conjuring. I think The Conjuring is a hilariously bad movie with a lot of its ideas being just, like, more comical than scary. And, yeah, no, it's just a silly movie, in my opinion.
give me an example, because The Conjuring wouldn't be on my list. I like The Conjuring, but like, what's a scene that like you're just like, okay, I can't stop. Are you serious with this shit?
Okay, so usually in horror movies, there is a big buildup for the basement scare. Like, oh my god, I'm hearing some noise in the basement. Can't possibly be a rat. It's probably going to be a big spooky demon. And then they end up, going downstairs, looking, being all spooked and whatnot. Oh, you're going to the basement, like one of the two most terrifying places in a house. And in The Conjuring, they were just going down to the basement, and there was this intense buildup, like, oh shit, something crazy's coming, something crazy's gonna pop out, it's gonna be a crazy demon person or something. It's gonna make you poop yourself right in the theater. And then what do? They have a ball drop off a table. And I just couldn't help but fucking crack up at that time. Because it's like, the ball's gonna get you. Yeah. This big spooky ball. And it's just fucking hilarious. Because so much of the scares to that point have already been kind of funny anyway. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the crew I was with or if it was the movie itself. I just remember the movie being very funny. Like in the beginning, when
That why you
Annabelle
don't
was
watch The Conjuring with me?
because I would be making jokes the whole time. Yes.
Oh yeah, I do. I do hate that shit. So
Yeah, where like Annabelle is hanging out with the couple and they're like, "Oh no, what is happening? We throw the doll, but she keeps coming back." And then the doll is like standing in the doorway. And I remember that part being hella quiet and like suspenseful. And then I was acting like Annabelle and just like, "You guys want to have a three-way?" just like super loud in the theater. And a couple people started busting up laughing. So I don't know. That part was very silly, but just even besides my buffoonery, there were also just really stupid parts, like the demon girl jumping off of the little closet in the middle of the room down onto the little girl is some like unholy MMA shit, and I just couldn't help but bust up laughing because like a lot of the scares in that movie, I find just nothing about them super scary. It's not like Insidious where the stuff going on is legitimately surprising or horrifying. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna have random music cues for random things that just like if you just saw it without any of the music cues, it's like a laugh track in a sitcom. Once you remove the laugh track, the sitcom becomes way more awkward and silly.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that goes on for The Conjuring.
I think recently I saw a Friends track that didn't have any laugh track on it. It was like Ross gets angry at somebody over a sandwich. And like watching that without the laugh track, it is a very different show. It like Ross looks mentally
Ross is
ill,
going to
like he
fucking
was
kill
not
that
okay
man.
that
Yeah.
day. Yeah. My sandwich, and you're like, Jesus, bro. Like I get
Calm
it. It's
down.
delicious.
And then they're playing the fucking horror track behind that clip.
Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
when we're talking about these films, we're not talking about like Tucker and Dale or Idle Hands, ones that are meant to be a bit silly or goofy in their own way, or you're talking about the ones that are like almost too serious. Like this is not a comedy.
They take
this
them
is,
again. Their heads are so far up their own asses that they just can't see the Finkel matter that is actually in their butts. Like it is just pure silliness, but they're just like, no, this movie is so scary, man.
I think I know which one I want to talk about, but before I get to mine, I just want to I want to fully understand how you both view this. So Demon, if you would you mind going next?
yeah. So
That was
one
annoying.
of
I know the our internet is a little questionable today.
No,
so
it's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good.
so I'm just going with my movie.
Yeah.
yeah, go for it.
Ooh, which one to pick? Because I'm really surprised you didn't say this one, honey. But Hellraiser.
Oh.
Hellraiser is indeed surprisingly hilarious.
But more specifically, I'm talking Hellraiser 2.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we watched it once. I know I fell asleep because I knew it was a movie I couldn't take seriously.
Yeah.
It's just the
I
sheer
know,
goofiness of it all.
Yeah, like how the main bad guy doctor ends up growing, like he ends up looking like a fucking like a Blue Man Group member and grows a bunch of silly tentacles, and he's like, yeah, I am in charge of the hell now.
Let's not even forget about the regrowing. Wait, was the regrowing of the brother in the first one?
Yeah, that was cool though. I thought that was legitimately
Well,
cool.
they redid someone in the second one. Just like, I don't know, just like these meat puppet people. It's kind of hard to take them like serious. And let's
Where they're
not
all
forget
just skin.
the classic. You open the box, and I came.
Yeah.
That's
Love-
can't take it seriously after that.
Some of the lines he says are just very sexual. It doesn't help they're going for like the BDSM thing either.
Yeah, it's hard to take the Cenobite seriously when they do that shit.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, so with those movies, especially the Hellraiser franchise, right? It's supposed to be like dark and sexy, and like Clive Barker has always gone for like a sort of feel to him, and he does. He has a very touch on religious sense of serious horror that almost gets taken too far. But sometimes Clive Barker, like, I feel bad for the guy because you're right. Like Hellraiser 2 is very oh, dramatic, but it's dramatic in such a way that you're just like, oh, come on now. What soap operas did you steal this shit from?
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so
Well, it's just, like-
fucking slow
And
too. My
you know
God.
what? Even if you just took out all like the goofy effects and shit, just the dialogue.
It's really bad.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed? I don't know if it's just me remembering it weird, but it seemed like there wasn't a lot of dialogue. It was like almost all action based.
No, and they, for some reason, they tried to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna focus heavily on how Pinhead was actually a fucking World War I soldier and how he actually still has a bit of humanity left in him and all that stupid shit. And it's like, oh yeah, and then the Doctor, once he actually gains the silly hell power, he like takes away the Cenobite's like rights or whatever, the Cenobite rights. Like fucking away from all of them, and then you find out like Butterball is of course a little fat man, and then that like fucking the Chatterer is actually like a little boy, and just there's some like really stupid random shit. And the funny thing is it's them, but they're still wearing the costume.
Well,
Like this World War I soldier comes back to life and he's just wearing this tight leather fucking BDSM costume. Just, oh, it's very silly.
So I have some quotes from the movie that I think everybody here will enjoy.
goody.
So if you haven't seen the movie, here's some things to look forward to. Now, the first quote actually is one of the best lines in the movie, in my opinion. It's a really good line. Your suffering will be legendary even in hell. I like that because that's a whole other level. Because if the imagery is really good on that one, in my opinion. Because if you think of hell as a place of just eternal suffering, to where many discuss that it may have layers for like the trespasses that you've committed according to like Dante's Inferno, and there's other stories like levels of hell in my religion, but then we get to the other lines in the movie. So another thing Pinhead says is, it's not hands that summon us, it's desire. Like, how cheesy is that?
Yeah, that's pretty fucking
or here's
cheesy,
another one.
dude.
Oh, no more boxes, Christy. No more teasing, Christy. It's time
What
to
the
play. Time to play. Christy responds, wait. And this one.
Wake up.
Christy, we thought we lost you. So sweet of you to come back. And it's like, I know there's supposed to be menacing lines from dark characters, but at some point, don't you just want to be like, maybe I should stop judging books by their cover.
Doug
Maybe they're all
Bradley's
nice.
Doug Bradley's voice is like carrying like 99% of those lines. But most of them are just, it's so bad. Hellraiser 2 is just poorly written. But we could talk about that, the silliness of Hellraiser 2 for a while. But Soda, I'm very curious, what exactly are you bringing to the table? What movie, in your opinion, is very unintentionally hilarious?
Okay, so some of the movies that I wanted to talk about, and I'm gonna let, because me and Demon did talk before this, I'm gonna let her go into her movie from the franchise instead of me going into mine, because as much as I think that the second one is a little more ridiculous, I'm actually thinking like about the movies that I've seen recently or more recently, and I know we talked about this movie a little while ago, but I do love it so much for its funny factor to me, and that would be Hereditary. So I don't know why every time I hear somebody go, that's such a scary movie, I almost cringe because of how hard I laughed during that movie. And I mean, it's so many things. Like I said, like when the kid's hitting his head against the desk, I was sitting there just going, stop hitting yourself, and it kept sitting with me, and I was like, oh god damn it. Because that's how my brain works. Like, if something seems a bit silly or off, like my brain tries to make it into a joke, and sometimes those jokes are very inappropriate. That's why we have filters. But
that's the best. Those are the best movies, though.
What's a filter?
But in the theater,
exactly.
I wish that
Filters
filter would have kicked in as the little girl's head hits the pole, and my laughter is just filling the theater of all these people, and people are looking at me like I'm insane because I'm laughing at a little girl just getting her head. Like, that's not okay.
I relate to that. I was watching Zookeeper's Wife with my cousin, and this guy just super, like, he just sticks his gun out and shoots the eagle just like, super quick. And I didn't know how else to react but to laugh. Meanwhile, my cousin's sitting there crying.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, it's and like I mean sometimes there's unintentional funny movies like Morbius. They try to keep it silly, but I don't think like Hereditary is a bad film. I understand its importance in like the horror culture because it does speak to a very real sense in all of us that as much as we may think we know the people around us, such as our parents, our family, and our friends, we may not know them as well as we really would like to. And who knows if there's not something malevolent and dark in even, the children around us. Because it's not like in history there haven't been children who've done dark, terrible things. In fact, it's one of, in my opinion, the scariest things on the planet. So very, very deep story, and I've looked into the philosophy. It's just the movie itself while I'm watching it, there's scenes that seem so ridiculous, and when I'm watching I'm like, you're really reaching for this one to make sense, right? Like, we'll tie it together with a cult! And I'm just like,
big
what?
spooky. But don't you want to bring back the king, whatever the
Yeah,
fucking
like
name
pick
is?
a fucking storyline
The
and
Kring
stick with
Pooper
it.
Nutter.
Oh god, it was just so fucking, to me, again, I understand its importance and that it is a good film and it's shot well dynamically. It's amazing.
Oh
Actually,
my god! Sorry, I just
know, like,
remembered his name is King Paimon, but all I'm thinking of is that horrible little fucking chicken nugget character from Genshin Impact. Oh no. Oh no.
Issa, I don't want to be a pieman. I don't like gravy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Chicken
I have
reference.
another one.
Yeah.
I got another one
All right,
for you
Demon, what's your
guys.
next one?
Alright, hit us.
Malignant.
I liked Malignant.
Malignant, here's the thing though, Malignant, yeah, I feel like the fact that it's taking itself so seriously and yet is as ridiculous as it is, I feel like that's kind of intentional. Cause it's the lad who did Saw, and he's just like, you know
It's
what, I'm
James
gonna lull
Wan.
him. I know, I'm going to lull him into a full sense of security and be like, yes, this is an actual horror movie, and then he's like, JK, LOL. Not even.
JK. Floppy arms.
Oh my god, silly little spider lady.
Just that ending fight scene. Like, it was hard to take seriously to begin with, seeing this thing fucking flop about throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But okay, the end scene, but when the mom drops from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Suddenly. Like, yeah, you're not a
you're
suspect,
right.
then slam.
That was pretty good.
I liked Malignant. Okay. All right.
No,
Issa,
no, don't get me wrong. I love it.
yeah, but you're right. There's plenty of things where it's like, hello? Is something weird happening? Come on. Like, even
Like,
me
you're
as like,
asking for it at that point.
okay,
Yeah.
so a while back I was taking a walk outside in the dark. Like this was a while ago during like COVID, and one
That's
of the
dumb.
street lights went out and it went pitch black. I changed the
Ooh.
direction that I was walking because that's how ingrained like I am to I don't want to be in the dark. I do not want to be in the dark. So whenever I see these people, like something's like a big area goes dark and they're like, I'm going to walk in there. I'm like, what? But, oh,
They're
that's right.
fucking
You have to
brilliant.
be dumb right now because otherwise the story doesn't progress. You couldn't be
Yep.
smart. Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
That's why I appreciate about Jordan Peele's movies, where he's aware of the like silliness of those and the silliness of people in horror movies, and he writes like actually somewhat smart characters.
Okay, I know my next
Yeah,
movie, but I know Esau hasn't gone. But before we go on to that,
okay,
Malignant.
he's
What was
fine.
your favorite scene? What scene
What
in
the
Malignant?
Mine or his?
Yours. What scene in Malignant do you think is just like almost laugh out loud hilarious?
No, it's not even almost laugh out loud hilarious. It's the scene where the mom drops from the ceiling. That's hilarious, but my favorite one is when we get the reveal.
Oh,
And
The
it's just
reveal that it was a
homegirl
silly
with her
crab
fu-
monster in her
yeah,
spine the
it's
whole
homegirl
time.
just in reverse, all acrobatic style.
I might notice if there were arms sticking out of my back in the shower.
Yeah,
Well,
possibly.
no, okay. So we didn't really like see that, but I'm talking about like when we get the reveal
Yeah.
that she's what's been doing shit. So you just see this whole scene where her head is just like off and like flopping around while, the big bad of the movie is like using her body, but like backwards.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because like when did you like see her face behind the hair? It just makes it like so much funnier.
Now that you're
Yeah,
saying it, the glass
especially
is
the
shattering
fact
a little
that
bit.
they have electrical powers for fucking no reason. It's like, yeah.
It's almost like
Maybe we
Lights
should
Out.
stop dissecting this one. I'm starting to question my choice of malignant.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Why? What else do you got?
It's kind of glad. Okay, well the next one. Okay, so I saw this movie in theaters and I was really excited for it, but then when I saw it, it was so bad. And I know people praise it all the time, but I hate it. The Invisible Man. Have you guys seen The Invisible Man?
Nope.
Oh yeah, I heard good things
I've seen
about
the
it.
dead meat for it, and I think it's got the chick from
Handmaid's Tale.
Yes, thank you.
No,
Lily.
and I
Love
usually
her.
love her in just about everything under the sun. It's the way the movie was framed that caught me off guard. So it starts off with her being with this guy who she drugs, right? She drugs him into staying asleep. And then she escapes the compound. She gets to her sister's car. And this guy who is drugged, right? These sleeping pills. I don't know if you've ever had a sleeping pill, but if you wake up from a sleeping pill, you are not in shape to run through the woods barefoot. All right, you're lucky to make it to the bathroom to puke. If you have to pee, just piss yourself. It's easier. All right, you're gonna get it all over the carpet anyways. Like he runs and then full on like Hulk punches the
Who has
window.
carpet in the bathroom?
Oh no, I meant because you're gonna pee on your way there. But yeah, you're right.
My grandma, that too.
Oh Jesus
Christ.
But what about
Yeah, no, she's got a carpeted bathroom. It's upsetting.
But like everything in the movie, I was just going, man, they could have done this better. Man, they could. What? There's like a scene where he karate fights like 12 cops, and I'm just like, wait a minute.
That's pretty MLG. Well, the man's invisible. How are you gonna fight someone who's invisible?
Invisibility does not give you
He's wearing
super
a special
strength.
suit.
Yeah,
he's invisible.
it's a special suit that's made out of cameras or whatever that see behind them.
I still think it's pretty cool. Like it's a different like take on it.
Well, what
I've
I
only
was-
seen the dead meat for it. So
What I wish they would have done, and like I said, it was unintentionally hilarious because I was just like, wait a minute. Wait, this doesn't make. Do you know what you would have to? Okay, nobody's that. Like, there was constant, like, questioning. But here's the thing. Because he never did anything to her in the beginning of the film, it looked like she drugged him and he chased her down being like, you stole my shit. You know, like you drugged me and tried to take my stuff. Like, and because I understand that they tried to develop it more, but there were parts where I was like, is she the real bad guy of this? And I kept thinking, wouldn't it be great if that guy actually had, because they say he's dead and he's the Invisible Man sort of, wouldn't it have been great if it wasn't real? Like, what if he had done it was a story that showed the woman's trauma through her eyes and the actual PTSD that comes with it, to where she's afraid he's everywhere and it's not real. It's PTSD. It's what the abusive relationship did to her. Because I think that would have been a much deeper
Spooky
story.
Man.
Yeah, no, instead it's a
Spooky
cyber
Man
suit.
who worked at Apple.
But here's the thing that makes me laugh about it every time I see it now. Is that it was supposed to be a part of that Tom Cruise mummy world. These two movies were supposed to be in the same world.
see, that's the problem. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's right.
He's had some banger movies. I mean, he's not
No.
doing all right.
Yeah,
What?
honey,
Yes,
he totally
did.
has had fucking banger
100 Days
movies.
was his last good movie.
You
Maybe
just
this
don't
is
like his weird
Days of
middle
Thunder?
tooth. You don't like his weird middle tooth, and
No,
it shows.
he was good until about the mid 90s. After that, all of his shit's mid.
Well, that Live,
Oh
Die,
my
Repeat
God.
movie, I did actually enjoy that one. I really did. I thought it was an interesting concept, and it would have taken a lot to really mess that up. And apparently, people like Maverick, though I don't know if I'll go watch it. But anyways, yeah, that Mummy movie was all over the place. And here's the shame part: I really liked the actress who played the Mummy in that one, and I like I said, I like the actress in The Invisible Man. I think she's an amazing actress. I just didn't like the plot. I thought it felt a little bit like reaching, weird. In the end, I felt like it turned her into a bit of a villain herself. Like it was kind of all over the place.
I think they were going for like the shift where it's like, oh, now she's fighting her abuser kind of thing.
Yeah, and I trust me, I don't want good things for the guy because he's a dickhead, and if he did the things that she's clearly having problems with, I want him gone. But I just want it. I don't know. Like I said, it's one of those movies. Like I said, every time I would watch it, I was just like, really? Come on now. Come on. And yeah, it's just the hard part is I saw that movie with somebody who was like a big feminist. So she was really like, when I was snickering even a little bit, she would give me that sideways eye. Like, this is a serious movie and it's taking place in a very serious moment. And I'm like trying not to laugh, but sometimes you ever get uncomfortable when you laugh?
Well, I was gonna say your first problem was going to anything you want to enjoy with the feminists. That usually doesn't go well.
Well, it's weird because sometimes like I sometimes whenever I because obviously I believe in equality. I want everything to be equal. And
dude, but here's the thing: when you say I saw it with a feminist, no one doesn't understand what you're talking about. Everyone knows that you're talking about the overly sensitive, like fucking piss their pants at the drop of a hat, kind of person.
Because you brought up Jordan Peele, and I think Jordan Peele wrote a female protagonist that was so freaking badass. I loved everything about it. It's a strong, capable badass, and that's what I want out of most of my female leads. I want them to be strong, capable badasses, but most of them also have flaws, and that's the other thing, because you get these characters who are like perfect and they don't have any problems, and that's also boring. And Invisible Man didn't have that. The character clearly had their own flaws and problems and things.
There's no
they were
Mary
going through.
Sue issue.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
The issue for me was just that the story just at times got way out of hand, ridiculous, to where I was sitting there going, oh, you're going to tell me that this is also going on, and this, and this, and like, pick a fucking lane and go with it, right?
Also, I have a question.
Hopefully we have an answer.
Would Netflix Death Note be considered a horror movie?
Oh my god, that's a great question.
Because I was thinking of like, have there been any like horror themed movies recently that I saw that have just been so utter dog shit or really funny? That one came to mind, where that Death Note flick, I feel like they were trying to be fucking funny, but my god, it was just so bad.
Well, you can't take any so obviously Death Note has had live action remakes before this.
Yeah.
You can't take an American live action remake. So like Black Butler, for instance, there is a live action Black Butler.
Oh god. That I feel I'm already sensing that's pretty uncomfortable.
I haven't seen it, but now imagine them trying to do that in English with American actors.
That would seem
it's gonna get really
creepy.
creepy.
Yeah, that's an uncomfortable situation. Like, my friends who are into Black Butler and like ship the two of them, I'm like,
they know shit's sussy.
That's a small boy and an adult. That's stop it. Stop it.
One of I can go on about Black Butler all day, but I'm just using it as an example for a movie that I know for sure has, there's an anime. Also, Host Club. Host Club has the anime live action.
Yeah.
Movie.
Well, and here's the thing though, the fact that the fucking silly Netflix Death Note tries to take itself so seriously, but changes so much. Like, Light is just kind of a horny teenager throughout most of the movie. But then they were like, tee-hee, motherfucker, I was actually brilliant the entire time. So brilliant that I broke 90% of the rules in the Death Note to make this ending work.
So bad. They dumbed down like everything. Mm-hmm. And you know what the biggest travesty of that movie of all is? You didn't see enough Willem Dafoe Ryuk. That is the only
Willem
reason
Dafoe
why I watched
Ryuk
the movie.
is still the best.
I used
except
to love
he
Nat
was...
Wolf and Naked Brothers Band, but fuck him. I was there for Willem Dafoe.
Fuck yeah. Oh man, we've been roasting that boy's movies twice today. Fuck.
Sorry,
Nat Wolf. Well, no,
because he was in Hereditary as well.
No. His little brother was. So Nat Wolf.
Jesus Christ! All of them look the goddamn same. They're all little clones of each other.
Honey, there's only a 2-year age difference. But Alex Wolf was in Hereditary. Nat Wolff was in Death Note. And I only know this because I used to be a diehard Naked Brothers Band fan.
Careful, when we're making these
Why?
claims, people have been fact checking us. I know because I said something wrong in like the 3rd episode, and somebody was like,
Yeah,
actually,
but
and I was like,
again,
Welcome to the internet, my guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the internet. Anyways, no, I used to be a super diehard fan, so I know the difference between them. That and Alex Wolff has a very distinct face. It's either like a freckle or some kind of mole, so it's
a
super
big
easy to
old
tell the
mole.
difference.
It's a big old chunky mole. It's very distracting.
But
Sorry.
anyways,
Whose turn was it? I think it's finally Issa's turn. No, he.
I
Yeah,
already said my piece.
All right.
I said my piece. I'm using Death Note. Yeah,
All
because
right,
that
I'll
movie
give you
is
that
just really funny and really stupid.
In the comments below, wryte down if you think Death Note Netflix is a horror movie.
I think they're
and not
trying.
just
I
'cause
think they're
it's
trying to.
graphically
Remember here. Think about it. When they introduced Ryuk, they went like they did all the horror fucking flourishes and
they
stuff.
went so hard on it, but like we didn't see enough. I think they spent too much money getting Willem Dafoe in the movie and not enough of him.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit because Ryuk is a very prominent, like especially like the first 2 episodes, he's a very prominent person.
Yeah, especially I don't like how they wrote him to be like, oh yeah, he killed some of the old users of the Death Note, when in actuality he was just there for the lulz the whole time. But they're like,
He's
no,
there for
we
chaos and chaos.
we need to add, we need to add some extra edge to it. It's like the fact that he can kill like fucking silly. I don't even know what to call him because he's not light. Yeah, but whatever,
It's
Naked
Light
Brother
Turner.
Band man. Yeah, light.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Light Turner.
Oh yeah, remember their excuse to go for Kira? It's like, Kira is a Japanese word for killer, so they'll think that I'm Japanese.
which is stupid.
Fucking Rube.
The
Rubus erectus.
logic. Here's the funny
Oh
thing.
my
So we'll get back to it because we're about at that witch an hour time. But
Ooh, which an hour.
I do like some Netflix movie adaptations. Like I've enjoyed the Full Metal Alchemist ones. I don't know if you guys have seen those.
I
or not.
watched the first one a while back and it was pretty sick.
The sequels aren't bad. They do all the characters some pretty decent justice. They've taken several movies to tell the story, so they're actually
Oh
spreading it
no,
out some.
fucking the Sea of Space Cowboy funny was an utter
No,
travesty.
honey. See,
No.
But the
This
Death
is-
Note movie, not the Death Note, the Full Metal Alchemist movies aren't like Netflix movies.
They're Japanese.
Yeah, so when you put it in
Live-action
English,
movies.
it's gonna be like watching a live action.
It's pretty
remake.
good.
It's like watching the Attack on Titan live action.
I also heard similarly bad things about the.
It was yeah. Well, I mean,
No,
It's what
seriously.
happens when you
Look
watch
up
a
the
show with an
reviews
English
on Full Metal Alchemist. I think you'll be surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I sat
Okay,
down to watch it to
okay.
make fun of it, and then by the 3rd movie, I was like, "Damn it, I like
And you were
this."
loving it. You're like, why am I binging all these terrible movies?
No, they do
Are
everything
not
really well.
terrible?
Yeah, they did that really well. But yeah, so we are at the witching hour. Let's go ahead and give one more brief one if you got it in you. Just a quick one. Demon, let's start with you.
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
So
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it like died for like a hot second.
I was gonna say, if you're not ready, if you need time to think, I do have one in the chamber.
Yeah, no, I absolutely heard nothing what you just said.
Oh, I said it is getting to the witching hour. We got one more left in us. Let's go ahead and just make it brief. Try and like just spit them out on these ones. But do you need a minute or do you got one lined up?
No, I've got one.
Go ahead.
Nightmare 3, Dream
Nightmare.
Warriors.
Yeah, that movie's pretty silly.
It's
The son of a
tier
thousand
humor.
maniacs.
well that, and then we got the iconic line. It's prime time, bitch. And like that's just loved it.
I know, but also the fact that they were like, oh yeah, for his backstory, this nerd, or was it? No, it was like a nun, right?
Yeah,
nun
a
just
nun.
got spit roasted by like a fucking 100 maniacs. And that's how we got this silly lad who just liked to kill fucking kids on his off time. It's like, what?
Yeah. It gives you like such like this weird like different look on it. It was too goofy to really
Yes,
take
they're taking a
seriously.
hard stance on nature versus nurture. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a very strange take. It's like, oh, because there were so many of them, that made him the ultimate evil. It's like, you understand how eggs and sperm work, right? Like, you know only one can go. I mean, yes, sometimes you can have multiple, but not 100 in I mean, it would. Yeah, it's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
Nope. Oh my god.
But yeah, with the disco skeleton of Freddy Krueger that you had to fight, and they were fighting him in 3 different realms all at once, and it was fantastic.
Jesus Christ. Very, very big silly movie.
Though I think it's funny. So in the third movie, you had what's her name playing the main girl. She's not in any of the other ones. The like Arquette's sister. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah. So she
Make
went
sure
from.
we got all of this correct.
Yeah. So
It's Heather Langenkamp.
Heather Langenkamp.
That's the one who
not
plays
right.
Nancy. Oh no, you're talking about
No.
Patricia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, Patricia Arquette, yeah. So she's like in that one movie. She doesn't show up in the fourth one, which was a shame because I did miss her. And when I watched those movies, I was younger. I didn't understand that that was supposed to be her. So I was like, what's happening here? Something's off. But yeah, that movie, God, just the deaths in that movie were so funny. Like, I'm a wizard. Yeah, that doesn't work on me, you nerd. Death.
Oh my god. Fucking silly, dude.
Oh, and that one girl, like when they're going around, in my dreams I'm strong, in my dreams I'm a wizard, in my dreams I'm bad, and or beautiful and bad, and it's like something's bad here. I'm sorry.
Isn't that the chick that was like there for Needles?
Yeah,
The
she's
chick that was
got-
trying to be like the badass that like got like super quick.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, sorry. Just sometimes thinking about those characters. And it's like, in my dreams, I can speak. And then in the next film, they're not a mute person anymore. They just speak fine now. Like,
Yeah, it's just they're just like, fuck it, they got over it.
You know?
They got over it real good.
Trauma changes people, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my.
well, they made it sound like it was medical mute to where they were unable to speak at all times. They didn't say it was like a mental deficiency. Not a mental deficiency. That's not a mental deficiency. They didn't say it was a mental block. So that was interesting. All right, Issa, what about yours?
I don't know, man. I couldn't think of it. The coffee's wearing off, so.
The Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh yeah, the Poughkeepsie tapes were real stupid. So I don't exactly remember what it's about. All I know is they tried going for like a low budget kind of. It felt like they were trying to go for a Megan is Missing kind of
It
thing.
was supposed to be found footage.
Yeah, they were going for found footage, but the problem is they had a crisp $20 bill as their budget for their movie. So what they ended up doing was for the main bad guy who kidnaps people and tortures them in his basement or whatever. He had like a high
Shakespeare
school
collars.
level, like a high school level Shakespearean drama class costume that he wore with like the big pointed nose mask as well. And he would just be real silly to like these fucking women that he kidnapped, and they're like trying to act terrified. But they're like strapped to a table and he's just like, "What is your name?" And they're like,
Rachel!
My name is Rachel. He's like, "Wrong! Your name is Slave." And he's doing like these like huge dramatic like fucking hand motions, but he's just wearing this shitty fucking Shakespeare costume, and it is one of the funniest
we didn't even
things.
finish it. We couldn't take it seriously after that.
We're just dying of laughter that we're like, if we keep watching this, there's a very possible chance
I'm
we
just
will
wondering,
pass out.
So many people said it was so scary. I'm like, what? This is hilarious.
It
This
is
like
one
the
of the
worst
funniest.
footage movie I've
Yeah.
ever seen. And that's talking
Mhm.
about Blair Witch and like Megan is Missing.
So
Oh my god.
this is gonna sound
It's so
terrible,
funny, dude.
but okay. So you guys have seen the original Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, go back and rewatch it, and every time somebody gets killed, picture what's actually happening there. Jason Voorhees' elderly mother,
Yep.
Because, I mean, some of those people, like, in order to put some of those people where they were, she had to lift them and, like, run them through one-handed. Like, this little old lady's just, like,
Babe, is
picking
that
up
your
these full-grown
waifu?
men.
Dude, murder boners can make people strong. You don't know.
All I
Murder
can
boners
picture,
create waifus. What can I say?
because last night we ended up playing Friday the 13th, the video game. Can you imagine if Jason Voorhees' mother was one of the mods and she
Dude,
just
I
does
was
like those
waiting for
back
that fucking.
crackers?
I was waiting for that DLC to drop, but now everyone thinks she's interesting as a decapitated head. So sad.
I think that shit would be so funny. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I
the
would love it.
decapitated head is like an Ed Gein thing, though.
No, in the game, like when you go to the ending menu, you can go back and like the score screen is her decapitated head because there's a shrine to her. And the reason that like you can go to that cabin and like put on a sweater and then like talk to Jason and then bring in another guy to kill him and like take his mask. It's a whole thing in the game.
And we get it. You can't have fun stuff like that with a very vulnerable old lady, but I feel like it would be really funny.
But think about like the opening scene you did whenever you first came in. Like she pops out of the lake and grabs the guy and like brings him under, and then or like when Jason starts with the backbreaker. Like if it was Jason's mom just backbreakering a full-grown man and throwing him to the ground like that. Oh.
One day, hopefully someone mods that.
But yeah, so I wanted to go back and watch Friday the 13th, and now I just can't stop laughing at the ideas or what she would have had to have done. Like I picture like getting a dolly or like a jack or something to lift some of these guys up, and then like having machines help her like do this stuff because there's just no way. It's impossible. She couldn't have done it, and so it just gets funnier for me. Or yeah. Anyways. Looks like we're at that time. Any final words for our viewers, for our listeners, for our one fan?
Oh my god.
Who do you think will win in a fight? Godzilla or Luffy? That's all I have to say.
Ooh, I mean, the answer should be obvious.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Luffy.
No,
Whoa,
Luffy. It's Luffy.
No way.
Yeah, Luffy would totally beat his ass, dude.
Yeah, until he has to swim somewhere, and then he goes down. Godzilla would sink that ship. Godzilla sink that ship.
But it's got Luffy, a silly skeleton man, and a cyborg himbo. Come on.
Okay,
And no one said. Okay, and to be fair, most fights with Godzilla are on land.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Luffy's
Like
a pirate,
Godzilla
and Godzilla can
deliberately
swim.
puts himself out of his element because he needs to flex. But what if he can't because Luffy punches his arm
I'm just saying, man.
and then punches him in the balls with his big
That
stretchy
Gum
arm?
Gear 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so here. Oh, God, this is for a whole other episode.
Anyway. One Piece is good. You should probably watch it.
We will talk about.
I'm here to start
We will talk about in maybe one of the next episodes verses. I'll write up some verses. I'll see Demon and Isa's theories on who would actually win the
Let's make a
fight.
bracket.
Maybe we'll bring on a
that'd be
guest
pretty
star
good.
because we accidentally deleted. When I say we, I mean me. We accidentally ruined 3
Soda,
videos.
stop showing behind the curtain. It's fine.
And
It's fine.
we will see if we can't get Blaze Immortal on the show to talk about some verses and have a good old time. Well, from us here at the Monster Mob, I think that's good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Leave chili dogs under your pillows so you have Sonic come visit. That's what
Hell
little kids
yeah.
do.
Good night, everybody.
And do creepy Sonic things. Let's go, my
Aw.
people.